Hey guys, this is James with 3dCadWurx. We just want to go over the installation procedure for our Audi C7 products. Our C7 products consist of our USB charger with voltage monitoring, our tire pressure monitoring system, and a combination of the two of both tire pressure monitoring and a USB-C fast charging port. Unfortunately, we don't have an Audi C7 vehicle on hand to show you how to remove the console itself, so we're going to have to rely on some YouTube videos to show you guys how to get the console out. Maybe someone in the community has some videos for that as well. So all of the products I mentioned before are going to replace this touchpad on your Audi C7. A lot of the C7 community members don't like this pad. They say it causes them more grief than they actually enjoy using it. We're going to replace this with some other products. So the first thing you're going to want to do is flip your console upside down, and you might notice there's a hole here. Yours probably doesn't have that. This is a hole that we'll have to cut, but we will provide you guys with a template, and you can do this in about 5 minutes with a Dremel and a cutoff wheel. And it is on the bottom of the console, so you'll never ever see it again once it's installed. So the first thing we want to do is remove these 4 screws right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll go ahead and do that now. Okay, once those 4 screws are removed, we need to remove these 4 screws right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. An electric screwdriver helps quite a bit, makes things a little faster. So hopefully you have that. If not, a regular screwdriver will work. I don't remember the exact Torx bit number, but I'll have that listed in the product page so you guys know which one to have on hand to do this work. Okay, so we've taken out 8 screws. This module here, take it off and be very careful, because on the back side there is a wiring harness. You can see how it connects. To disconnect it, it's pretty simple. We're just gonna grab them all here and just kind of wiggle them gently, and it should come right out. You can set this module off to the side. Now inside of this tray there's 4 more screws. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'll take those out now. Okay, so we've taken out all the screws. What's left now is going to be some tabs, and I'll bring this closer to the camera here. You'll see a tab right here. There's another tab in the front right here. One more over here. One more over there. And then on the inside edges you have one right here, down in this area here. Hopefully you can see that. And the same thing on this side, you have one right here as well. Okay. And you're going to want to take a screwdriver and just gently pry them out of the way while you lift up on this. And I'll just go ahead and do that now. This one's a little loose because I've done it a few times. Nothing's broken here. It's just they tend to get a little loose after you've done it a couple times. Okay, so when you remove the back cover off the console, be careful with this wiring harness. We don't want to damage it. There's a slot there for it to come through, and you can put it off to the side. This is the touchpad module. We need to remove it. There's 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, and 4. These screws are the exact same screws as the other screws, so they're same length, so you don't have to worry about keeping track of which screws go where. They're all exactly the same. Okay, and this touch module, it just pulls up. I have to wiggle a little bit. There is a wiring harness going to this touch module. Unfortunately, you can't just pull it out because this touch module has a plastic cover on it that kind of blocks your access here. But to get this off, it's pretty easy. There's just little tabs here on the side, so you're just going to take a small screwdriver and just twist it a little bit and do both sides. I will tell you that this cover has some foam on the bottom side right here, so sometimes that can fall out. It's no big deal if it does, you can just put it back. So here is the connector for the touchpad. If you can notice, there's a tab on each side. You kind of have to squeeze both sides here and then pull it. So we'll squeeze both sides and wiggle, and it came out a little easier for me because, like, again, I've done it a couple times and I had it ready for this video. And then you're going to put the cover back on and move it out of your way. So the touchpad is out of the way. Now I'm going to show you guys how to install our tire pressure monitoring product that includes the USB-C charging module. All of them install pretty much the same way. All of them only require 2 wire connections, a positive switched power supply and a ground. This product, it's a combination product, does have this center disconnect, which I'm going to give you guys to make it a little easier to install. And the other products don't have this connector in the middle, but you won't need that. So let me show you how to install it. So on all 3 products, you're just going to flip the product upside down, stick it in the same spot that the touchpad was in, kind of squeeze all 4 corners, make sure it's sitting nice and flush and all the way down. And then you're just going to take the same 4 screws that you just took out and install those. And this is just plastic on plastic, so you don't need to torque these down tremendously. Just get them nice and snug so they're not loose. Okay, so all 4 screws are in, and you just want to flip the console over at this point and make sure that the product is sitting nice and flush in your console. There's no gaps anywhere. If there's a gap somewhere, it probably means you didn't get it down all the way flush. So it should look nice and flush all the way around. Once you're satisfied with that, flip your console back upside down, and we need to put things back together. So we need to watch out for this cable. And by the way, this blue cable here, this is not a power cable. This is a wireless antenna that's used for communication with the tire pressure sensors that are on each tire. We're just going to feed these 2 up through the hole that we're going to cut in that cover, and we also got to feed this up too. So let's talk about this cover. As I mentioned before, you're going to have to cut this hole on the bottom side of the cover. We do provide you with a template. The template goes right up against here and it shows you where you need to cut. You're just going to mark your square here, or rectangle, with a Sharpie or something else that lets you see where you need to cut. Then you're just going to get a Dremel with a cutoff wheel and cut the slot out. It takes about 5 minutes to cut the slot out. About 5 minutes to cut this slot out. There is something on the back you'll have to do as well. If you can notice, let's see if I can see the camera here. You see these ribs down here. There were 3 ribs right here. So about the center point of this rectangle this way, there was 1, 2, 3 ribs. You can kind of see them. Hopefully you can see them on camera. Let's see if I point to them with a little screwdriver. 1, 2, and 3. You just need to grind these flat so that they don't interfere with the product. This takes a couple minutes to do. So all in all, your total work with a Dremel and a cutoff wheel is, I don't know, between 5 and 10 minutes, depending on your experience level. All right, to put it all back together, you're just going to feed this up through the hole. You're going to feed the wireless antenna up through the hole if you're installing the combo product. You're going to install this connector again through the rectangular slot here. Now this other connector that used to go to the touchpad is no longer needed. You can just kind of put it out of the way. Just want to make sure it's not being pinched anywhere. I just kind of set it next to the module that I'm installing. And then you're going to put the cover back on. Now I will show you this right here. As you go to put the cover on, notice, see if I can get this to focus, there's two slots, 1, 2, and the cover has these two skinny pieces here that have to fit into the slot. That kind of helps get it all aligned for you. Hopefully you guys can see that. Okay. Push it all down, make sure the snaps snap in. Now sometimes they kind of stick out like that. It's not a big deal because you're going to use screws anyway to hold it all. Just make sure it's all sitting flush. What you don't want is it sitting, you know, out of position like this, right? You want it nice and flush. All the way around. Okay. So once that's done, you're going to put the 4 screws into these 4 holes. It's basically the reverse of what we did earlier. And then when you go to put your module in, you see how the wire comes to this side, so you want to make sure your module is this way and not that way. You want to make sure the connector's on this side. So you would just connect your module. Be careful with the pins. It's easy to get it misaligned, so just align up your connector, push it in, put it back into the slot, and then you're going to put your 4 screws in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then your 4 screws around the outside, and that is it. As far as actual connection to the vehicle, again, the combo product comes with a center disconnect, and what you're going to do is you're going to connect the other end of this, the one with the fuse, to the spade connectors. You got to crimp on your spade connectors, and those spade connectors go to wherever you decide to tap in for power. Where you decide to tap into power is really the vehicle owner's responsibility. We don't know your vehicle. We don't know what else you have on the circuit. We don't know what the current draw is on each circuit. A lot of people have had good luck tying into the cigarette lighter circuit. But again, that is your responsibility to figure out where you want to connect your power. We recommend switch power supply, so it's not on all the time. It's only on when the car is running or in accessory mode. And wherever you connect your power, it needs to be able to handle about 4 amps. This center wiring connector is keyed, so you cannot connect it improperly. As with any connector, you don't really want to pull on the wires. You want to pull on the connector itself. So once you put it in, if you need to disconnect for anything, don't pull on the wires. Pull on the connector and give it a wiggle. It should come out. And that's it. Now for the other products, like our USB charger, it doesn't have this center disconnect because it doesn't really need it. For those products, like this USB charger with voltage monitoring, you're going to have the same spade connectors with taps, and you're going to tap into the same circuit that you did earlier for the tire pressure monitoring. And your disconnect is here, right at the product itself, so you don't need a disconnect in between. And it installs the exact same way, face down with the 4 screws for the module. And that is it for the Audi C7 installation process. We're here to help. We try to answer our emails and Facebook Messenger chats as fast as we can. So if you run into a situation you don't know what to do, reach out to us. Send us an email, or you can use our contact us page on the website. You can send us an email to sales@3dCadWurx.com. You can hit us on Facebook Messenger, whatever's easiest for you. We also have our phone number out there too if you need to call us. So we're here to help. We want to make sure you guys have a good experience, and hope you guys have a good day. All right. Thank you.